Hey folks, today we are going to create some lock picks out of bobby pins, these two here. You will also need a pair of pliers, some electrical tape and some sandpaper. And before we start, I want to show you why I decided to create this tutorial, because if you Google for videos on how to create bobby pin lock picks, you will usually see videos where they come up with something like this and a tension wrench that looks like this. Well, while this is okay for American locks or locks with a very wide keyway or locks with non-paracentric keyways, this is usually not the case when you come to Europe or when you have a look at a little bit more modern locks, because they usually have more narrow keyways and they're usually paracentric. This would be quite a standard keyway, and I can guarantee you will not be able to pick this lock with something like this or this. Okay, now let's get started. First of all, grab your bobby pin and cut it in half. You can use your pair of pliers for this. Okay, something here. Okay. Now cut off the ends, you won't need them anymore. And first of all, we are going to create a useful tension wrench. So use your pairs of pliers to grab about 2 or 3 millimeters, I think 3 millimeters of the end of the bobby pin. Grab it tight and just gently bend the bobby pin. Don't bend it right here, because the metal will break. Just like this, so that you have about a nice 90-degree angle. This actually is a little bit long for a tension wrench, for my preferred style of tension wrench. So cut off a little bit again. Okay, and we are done. So now we have our tension wrench, and this will fit most keyways. Like this one fits perfectly, or like this one also fits. You will have problems with very wide keyways, so don't use this if you encounter very wide keyways, because bobbins are usually not that wide. So let's continue to creating the pick. We will create a pick with a handle, and to do so, first remove the plastic cap of the bobby pin, if your bobby pins come with something like this. And by the way, don't use the kind of bobby pins with these waves. Try to get something straight. I will straighten the end of the bobby pin as good as I can, like this. And now here comes the trick, and where you probably have the highest risk that something goes wrong. You have to grab the end of the bobby pin like this, and then you have to try and bend it, because this will later be the tip of our pick. Okay. And as I told you, this might go wrong, so I would suggest that you have some spare bobby pins if this will not work. Okay. I think that's good enough. So this will become our tip. Now to do this, I will show you a real pick for comparison. As you can see, you have to sand something away here to get it a little more pointy. And what you also will have to do is to remove a little material of the rounded side of the bobby pin, because otherwise you will have trouble to get inside more narrow keyways. Let me just quickly grab my sanding book, and if you haven't seen this method, I can highly suggest that you also get yourself some old book you don't use anymore. Just fold your sandpaper and insert it like this, and you're good to go. So before we start, we will actually create the handle of our pick out of the second bobby pin. Again, remove these plastic caps, these plastic dipped things that would normally prevent you from stabbing your head. Okay. Again, straighten the pin as good as you can. So something like this. And now just insert our tip. And make sure you have a few centimeters of overlapping area. Okay, something like this. That's actually pretty good. And now this is where the actual tape comes in. Oops. Just use it like this. And try to wrap it around your pick as firmly as you can. Okay, and we're done. Okay. And now this will keep together. Very good. So what's left is to design our tip. And first of all, make sure that your tip is straight. So we are going to use our pair of pliers and just straighten the thing. Okay, looks better now. And now for the sanding. Okay, we will first start to design our tip. Okay, I think I'm kind of happy with this for now. So what we have to do next is to remove some of the material from the side of our pick, because this is too wide. You can see this if you compare the thickness of a standard Euro pick, which is about 0.5 millimeters to 0.6 millimeters. With our pick, which is about 0.8, 0.8. So we have to definitely remove some material, which is also good because it removes some of the black colors which you definitely don't want to have in your locks. And we will do this with this book, with the same sandpaper we used to file down the shape of our pick. I'm going to fast forward this again. Okay, let's check again. And I think this is pretty okay. The tip has 0.55 millimeters, which by the way is 0.021 inches. And the shaft is about 0.67, 0.65, which is about 0.26 inches. And that's perfectly fine for Euro cylinders. So let's compare this pick to some other picks I own. I think it's quite okay. If you really like, you can use a file or something like that to make this a little more rounded. But I think it's quite okay, and I'm going to pick some locks for you in the next segment of the video. Okay, then let's pick some locks. First of all, we'll start with this Burgwächter Karat 217/50. It features some security pins for the top as well as the bottom pins. So let's try, let's refocus the camera. Let's try and pick it. Okay, first the spool, second spool, third, probably spool 2. You have to be careful with these because you can overset them and they feature spools for keys. And you will have a hard time resetting them individually. Okay, I think it's the last pin, the 5th one. And we've got an open. So that's the Burgwächter. Let's try a Euro cylinder. This is a PIFA 3. Let's try to also pick this. This one features spools. Okay, I've set pin 1. 2 is springy, 3 is set. Okay, something reset. Reset it. It was pin 1. Okay, we have to set him very deep. Okay, pin 3 is set now. Pin 2 is set. So this leaves us with pin 4 and 5, which are probably spools. We have pin 4 but lost our false set. Let's check everything again. And my mobile phone just told me that my battery is getting low. Pin 5, and we have got an open. Okay. And now we're trying to pick this micro lock out of the box. I guess that's the first time I've picked something out of the box in video. But why not? If it would open. Okay, what do we have? It's a Burgwächter 405/20. Okay, now let's check if our tools fit in this tiny lock. Tension wrench at least does. And also a pick. I have to say, it's a tight fit and we've got an open. So these picks will fit even in this tiny keyways. And now let's compare this to these packs. You will have no chance of fitting this tension wrench inside this, and you will probably not succeed of picking this or this, and maybe not even this lock with these kinds of picks. So there you have it, your new pick set to go, made out of 2 bobby pins. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you have some fun with it. Thanks, and see you again.